top year. Officially amazing.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
world records, isn't it? Is that the world record?
Yeah, it is. Have I done that?
No.
I haven't done that.
No, I don't think
No
so.
way.
Wilson was just so locked in. He knows,
locked in.
he knows the world record's back to front.
Yeah, well, we did have to submit one.
Yeah, we did.
Never heard back from them.
True.
Whoops.
But yes, that is the slogan of the Guinness World Record book.
It's the quickest I think we've ever got one.
Yeah.
It could
Instant.
That's good. That's good for us, actually.
Yeah,
That's promising.
We're looking up, Max and I. Yeah.
Because other weeks we just go,
We go, I have no idea.
and we need a little bit of a clue. But welcome, everybody, to the Top Year podcast. Here on the podcast, we're looking back at the last 150 years in order to make a definitive and unbiased ranking of history. Each week, we take a deep dive into a random year before giving it a score out of 100 and ranking it on our famous year tier. I'm Max.
I'm Guinness.
World record.
And I'm Book.
Who's that?
Whoa! I'm actually Somerset.
We're joined by Somerset.
Very good friend of the show.
Friend of the show. Is this your fourth time on the show?
It's either my third or my
I
fourth.
think it's the fourth because it's a two-parter.
That's true. Yeah.
You were there for the launch of Top Day.
Yeah.
The launch and very brief life of Top Day.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Top
That didn't last very long.
Don't bring it back.
Yeah.
That
I
was
was.
a stressful time.
Yeah. Because my first episode, I have very vivid recollection of Dolly the sheep. And then
Gave us the fact about the name.
yes.
That was back when we were recording in a basement.
Yeah. And then I was there for the
A
two-parter.
dungeon, if you will.
Yeah. I am the bridge. I bridge the gap between you guys and Will Tawney. And I
And we thank you for that.
Yes.
networking goes hard.
Jim Henson thanks you for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Which-
welcome back.
I do have to mention, which I hate to call y'all out. Jim Henson is spelt wrong.
Sorry.
It's
What?
with it's a Henson, not En.
How did we spell it?
Hensen.
Oh,
Really?
Yeah.
all my
way.
research. It is. I just looked. All my research on my notes was SEN.
Huge.
Damn.
Well, thank you for...
We've disrespected
correcting
his
us.
legacy.
No, it makes you guys unique.
Yeah, it does. And it makes us ignorant as hell.
Because Will messaged me and he said, it's spelt wrong. Some kind of fans they are. And I was like, I didn't even realize. And I
Didn't
looked back.
message
I was
us
like,
about
damn.
that.
No, that's
Yeah.
cool.
Understandable.
Last week, we topped up on Ian Fleming.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Looked at all things Bond.
Yes, we did.
And pre-Bond. And post-Bond.
yes.
Bond. Is that us? Is this podcast post Bond?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We bonded hard. And now, this week, I will be guiding everyone through 1925. And a pretty impeccable year. It's,
Impeccable.
yeah, if impeccable means average.
I don't know if it does.
But
Hey,
I'm not going to
actually-
spoil anything.
All the people who caught us out for being fake fans about Jim Henson, check the feed again.
Check again.
We did a live edit.
We're gaslighting.
The episode is now called The Jim Henson.
Hell yeah.
It never happened. It was all a lie.
It's like the Mandela effect. It's not the Berenstain Bears, it's the Berenstain Bears.
I remember when it was spelled EN.
It's now
Only
called
real fans remember the EN.
Yeah.
The Jim Henson effect.
Yeah.
How are you guys feeling today?
I'm feeling inquisitive. I'm ready to learn.
I'm feeling impeccable.
I'm feeling protected.
And I'm feeling post-Bond.
No 5G getting into
Oh,
Wilson
5G.
said.
I've got my helmet on.
Are you also
Definitely-
shirt happy?
Oh.
Yeah, I am.
Shirt happy?
Yeah.
I'm definitely sun happy. The weather's like much nicer than I originally thought it would be today, and the sun
good.
was nice. I walked here,
Yeah.
and it was good.
Oh, right.
Sun
yeah.
happy.
Sun happy.
That's a good one. Good thing we've got all the blinds closed and it,
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it's dark in here now, but earlier it was sun happy.
Oh, no sun. We open that blind.
Yes. We also did a quiz, as
yeah.
always. We've
Yeah.
done a
Yeah.
BuzzFeed quiz today called Which Diary of a Wimpy Kid Character Are You? This is made by Z Gladtobwell.
and it was approved and edited by the BuzzFeed community team. So
Yes.
Yes.
thank goodness.
I'm so glad for them.
Let me just do a quick comment check. Natalie Clymer says, I'm Greg.
There's 141 comments with a little fire emoji next to it.
What snack did you guys choose?
I chose cheese. I was about to say pretzels.
Ooh,
I
I
chose
did
cheese.
pretzels.
I did pretzels.
I love pretzels, so
Whoa.
No corn dog enjoyers.
Nah.
What a shock.
definitely not.
No, originally it was going to be pretzels, but I am a cheese enjoyer. Cheese happy.
What's your cheese of choice?
I'm
Pretzel cheese.
I'm a brie or camembert kind of person, like a soft cheese with a cracker. Beautiful.
What are you guys watching? I'm watching The Foot.
Yeah,
I
I did
gotta
the
watch the
foot.
foot.
I'm
as
watching
well.
I'm watching Crowley's Rowley's home videos.
Summer,
or home
you gotta
movies.
match our vibe.
We're kind of locked in.
Are we all
Yeah.
gonna have the same answer now?
Maybe.
What about pick a book you'd like to read? I did The Hobbit.
I did The Hobbit.
I did Greg Heffley alive.
Are we the same?
Is this gonna be a three-way
I think
readout?
instrument. We all would have done a different instrument. I did drums.
Because it's pick a book that you would like to read. Sorry guys. What did you pick for your instrument?
I did
Drums.
harmonica.
Okay, yeah.
I did piano. Okay.
I did
Okay.
flute.
Ah,
This could be the real kicker here.
So because I picked drums, I got Roderick.
Yo.
Because I picked piano, I also got Roger.
Because I picked the harmonica, I got Roger.
Guys, I'm Greg. Johnson's also Greg. Let's go. You don't have a mic. Come here. We'll read it together.
Oh, this is actually quite beautiful.
This is good. Two voices, one
Okay,
mic.
you ready?
Two Gregs reading out.
3,
mic in the middle
2,
there.
1. You're going to be famous someday. For what? We have no idea. Needless to say, you're an adventurous spirit who's always getting yourself in hilarious antics. With a creative mind like yours and your quick wit, I'm sure we'll be seeing more of you someday. High five. That was good.
Nice.
That was so wimpy of you guys.
I felt wimpy doing it.
Couple of wimps.
All right, Roderick, shall we sync up?
You definitely can.
All right. You are quite the character, aren't you? You're super passionate about your interests, but don't like to show your inner emotions. When it comes to those you care about, you always have their back at the end of the day.
That's kind of wholesome,
Couldn't agree
actually.
more.
Do you reckon one of our good friends wrote that?
Roderick GPT.
Yes.
Potentially.
Maybe.
No one got Manny.
Is Manny an option?
I would have been. Bubby did it.
He must have been.
What would your description be? You
put
a little
cookie-
baby?
You put a cookie in the Xbox. That one time.
I'm only 3.
All right, before we get into the episode, we've actually been given a little gift.
Oh,
Gift
have we
happy.
now?
Oh, gift happy.
We're all about to be gift happy. This is a gift from a friend of the show, Matt Swain.
yeah.
He was recently in New Zealand.
Oh, I know what this is.
You know what this is?
I do.
I think you do know.
I know what
is.
this is.
Is
Damn.
it just me who doesn't know what it is?
Yeah.
I'm gonna hand this little brown paper bag
From a chemist.
from chemist to Kyle for an unboxing.
Earlier when
Oh,
we
I know what it is.
earlier when we saw this earlier, Kyle was like, "Is that from a chemist?" Because the bag is it's giving chemist.
So it's a. I'm doing a guess. It's a Pez. It's a Pez. But what character?
Great heavens!
It's him.
Oh, it's Geef. It's the
a goofy
Geef Meister.
Geef's dog.
That's so big.
Or is that Pluto? It's Pluto the dog.
Yeah.
Still,
That's
a
awesome.
late Pez.
Yeah.
That is a all-timer Pez pull right there.
I like that it's from a pharmacy as well. It's not like from
Yeah,
an
because-
IGA or
It's
something.
authentic.
The
Yeah.
Wally's
Authentic.
selection of Pez is only Simba. Last time I went.
Well, thank you, Matt.
Thank you for the gift.
The
Cheers, Matt.
Pez.
There is such a collection of
There
gifts
is a-
and things.
A haunted Mickey in the background of that Pez, though.
Is there
There's a haunted Mickey everywhere.
Well said.
hidden Mickeys?
All right, I'm going to get this 1925 ball rolling with a little celebration of that. It was 100 years ago.
Wow.
So to quote Greg Heffley from Diary of a Wimpy Kid, the movie and the book, this is 100 years ago by Roderick Heffley. Sometimes I sit and wonder about stuff I don't know, like what the heck the Earth was like 100 years ago. Did cavemen ride on dinosaurs? Did flowers even grow? Well, we could guess, but that was back 100 years ago. I wish they built a time machine and they picked me to go to check out what the scene was like 100 years ago. Did giant spiders rule the earth? Were deserts filled with snow? I wonder what the story was 100 years ago.
Quite
Dang.
beautiful.
Now that is just poetry.
Zero wimp in that. It's all facts.
How did he get an F for that? Like,
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah,
That's
it said
that's
F
at least.
and then see me.
Oh, no.
So he would have had a discussion with the teacher after that. But we're not going to do that.
No.
I also have a quick amendment from last week. Ian Fleming, we forgot to mention the coolest thing of all time, the James Bond corkscrews car stunt.
Yep.
In The Man with the Golden Gun from 1974, Roger Moore's James Bond drives his AMC Hornet X over a river to perform a corkscrew jump. Basically, car was spinning. They used computer simulation for this, and this was the first stunt to use computer simulation in the calculations. And they did it on the first take. Insane.
that is incredibly
Pretty
impressive.
sick.
That's how you know it's Bond.
And after last week's episode, when we realised we didn't mention this, we all watched it, and it was incredible.
Pretty incredible.
It almost doesn't look real. That's how good it is.
Yeah.
It doesn't look real,
Yeah.
but it was.
Thank you for that quick little amendment.
No
We
worries.
definitely needed that.
Yeah.
All right, let me dive in to 1925. The US president, who was it? Big CC.
Like a chip.
Yes, like a chip. He's pretty cool.
Calvin Coolidge.
Yes.
Damn. Whoa.
Calvin Coolidge was the 30th president of the United States, and he served from 1923 to 1929, which was probably an awful time to be president.
Yikes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Some historians have said his policies may be reasons for the Great Depression, but others don't blame him for it. So, yeah.
Okay.
No. Yeah, just bad
Both
timing.
sides of the fence, yeah.
The Australian Prime Minister was Stanley Bruce.
Oh, that is the most Australian
Yeah.
name.
Yes, it is.
That's awesome.
He was the 8th Prime Minister of Australia, also serving from 1923 to 1929.
Ah.
And fun fact about Mr. Bruce here, he actually served on the front lines of the Gallipoli campaign in World War One, and he returned to Australia wounded in 1917.
His middle name is Melbourne.
Yes, it is.
Whoa.
That's great.
But yeah, he then became a spokesman for recruitment efforts run by the government, and then got recognised by the Nationalist Party, who encouraged him to enter politics.
Wow, and it went well for him.
Yeah.
There you go.
But yes, I also have another leader fact. 5 years after women were given the right to vote, Nellie Taylor Ross became the first female governor in America. She won the 1925 governor's election in Wyoming.
Love to hear that.
So go Nellie.
Congrats, Nelly.
I'm gonna take a moment. I have not been a top year guest for a little while, and having Jamie from Joe Rogan's podcast pull up stuff every time he says something is mind blowing. I love it. This is great.
We basically have a TV that now Johnson can show us.
Being
things.
able to pull up, because when I listen to Top Gear, I pull up the stuff when I'm listening if I can, and this is a game changer. This is so exciting.
Very much.
Very hype.
A game changer.
Yeah.
And we could be the first podcast to ever do this, actually.
I think we invented it.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, with the podcast is currently 1925.
Yeah.
Because we always go back in time to whatever year we're at.
And that was 100 years ago.
Yeah.
Pretty crazy.
We were chosen.
Births. Oh, you know what I forgot to do?
I don't know.
I'm just going to say it right now, ripping this Band-Aid off. I forgot to get the baby names. I'm so
You
sorry.
know what? I'll pull it up.
We can't.
Okay. Malcolm X was born.
Ah,
So was Margaret Thatcher. Paul Newman. Some guy. Robert F. Kennedy, B.B. King, Dick Van Dyke, and Johnny Carson.
right.
Out of those people I just read, Dick Van Dyke is the only one who's still alive.
Yeah.
He is 99 as of December 13th last year, and he's still kicking it.
He also dances. He's still dancing.
Yeah.
He did an interview very recently too,
He
which
looks pretty good.
he looks okay
for 99
For
is-
99,
Yeah, he's inspirational.
He's got a great beard.
Oh, yeah.
dude. He looks good.
He is the dick. He's awesome.
Like I do want to know the secret to like how he's doing so much.
As Kyle said previously.
I think it's just being a great dancer. Look at him holding that
longevity.
Emmy up. Yes, some people died also. We've got Lucille Rickson, who was a movie actress. Sun Yat-sen was a Chinese physician, revolutionary statesman, and also the founder of the Republic of China in 1912.
Whoa.
Whoa.
That's quite the resume right there. Walter Camp, who was known as the father of American football.
Oh, we've talked about him.
Have we?
Yeah.
But yes, he basically invented American football, and it was based off British rugby. He just changed the rules, the number of players on the field, the names of things. So yeah, Walt Camp.
We talked about him in our 1880 episode.
There you go.
There you go. Go back and listen to that if you haven't listened to that.
What did we say about him?
We said that was when he changed the rules of American football.
He changed the game.
Yeah. Changed it up.
He birthed it.
I feel like if you got those baby names, now would be a great time to
I've got them.
Do you want me to read them out? So
Yeah, go for it.
sick.
Wilson, just pretend you haven't seen them so you don't get them all immediately.
I only looked at like the top one of each.
Okay.
No, that's cool. They're exactly the same as normal.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go to the 10th to 15th. 10th to 14th.
I got
There we
like
go.
the top 50 names.
Okay.
Right, Summer, have you done this with us before? Or?
I've never done this live. I've done it in my car. And
Do you say it out loud?
I say
Ree!
it. Yeah. I get really hype. I get into it. And then like the euphoria that happens when you guys are so in sync that it happens. So
Well, now you get to try live.
Right, you get
outs
to do it with us.
I'm gonna be terrible.
Shout outs out, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, we're going to start with the women.
Zabeth.
Elizabeth.
On it.
Sorry, I heard Ollie, not Ellie. So, sorry.
Fran.
C.
Sis.
Sis.
I was gonna say Francesca.
Ev.
Belen.
Yep.
No.
Yes. G.
No.
No.
G.
Nah.
No.
Yeah, Jean.
Oh, Gene.
Gene.
It's just
Gene. Big up the
Alright.
jeans.
onto the boys. Don.
Nevin.
Old.
Yeah, Donald.
Donovan. What?
Ta.
Far.
Topher.
Miss.
Yeah. or you just could have said P.
Yeah.
Tom.
Top.
Frey.
Z.
No. Frey.
Fran. Frank.
Frank.
Frank. Oh,
Ray.
Frank.
Frank.
Would you just say Fr?
Frank.
Yeah. Frank.
P.
Peter.
Paul.
Paul.
Paul. Why'd you say Paul?
See, this is not as good as the John James David.
We gotta think a bit more
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
Ha.
Reed.
Re.
Rison. Hal.
How? He's moving castles flying away from us.
Ha.
Rolled.
Harold.
Nice. Thanks for the help there.
So that is
Good
just
job,
Harry,
guys.
but
I
longer.
think you failed.
Wow, that was actually quite tricky.
That was an epic game.
Raymond is also one of the
All right. I'm going to get into the movies now. Sing out if you've heard of any of these. The Gold Rush. The Phantom of the Opera. The Wizard of Oz. Ben-Hur, The Tale of the Christ. Go West.
Little one though.
Tell us about it.
Little one though. I've heard that name, but I haven't heard that song.
Go West is also a band, and it's a movie, not a song.
There you go.
Yeah.
I've heard of that, but not listened to it.
Battleship Potemkin.
I should think I have heard of that.
Jonty's singing out.
Oh.
And Braveheart. Okay, last week, Wilson had a prediction.
Freedom. Oh, did I?
Wilson had a prediction
I
for
did.
some movie developments, movie innovations. So Western Electric and Warner Brothers agreed to develop a system to make movies with sound.
Oh, damn.
Also, Fritz Lang's UFA production of Die Nibelungen Siegfried, which was from 1924, it premiered in the United States in New York City in 1925, which was the first movie that used short-lived synchronized phonofilm sound on film process.
Whoa.
Is it like the little strip on the side of the film?
I don't really know, but the phonofilm process involves sound waves being converted into light waves, which were photographically recorded on film, which then allowed for synchronized sound to be paired with motion pictures. So I guess I don't really know.
Top science.
Pretty sound.
We
it
all
sounds
understand.
amazing.
That is incredible.
Yeah.
Oh, top Besetzung.
Where
What?
did you see
Just
that?
scroll down a little bit. It says top. It says top.
Oh,
I guess that means cast.
Yeah.
yes. Siegfried.
There you
was the
go.
name- Was the main character's name.
Wow.
Sorry, we're looking at IMDb Germany. Anyway, books. Jonty had a prediction here. Jonty said some crazy novels. And I think he was... he might be book happy, but we'll see.
I think he's always book happy.
The Great Gatsby released.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yeah, it's kind of a game changer.
That makes everyone book happy.
Hold on.
Yes, F. Scott Fitzgerald. That book has sold 25 million copies.
Wow.
Not bad.
Mrs. Dalloway by Virginia Woolf.
Oh, my Lord.
Yeah.
Jonty's nodding his head. He's singing out. Heart of a Dog by Mikhail Bulgakov.
Damn, we got a dog next to us.
Kind of.
Oh,
that
the
one.
dog.
I was talking about that thing.
There's so many different creatures there.
Yeah.
I got confused.
Oh, yeah,
couple
Pluto
critters.
the dog.
Yeah.
The Trial by Franz Kafka.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow, yeah.
And An American Tragedy by Theodore Dreiser. I hardly know her. Now, a little callback to last week's top up on Ian Fleming. One of the inspirations for the James Bond character died in 1925. Sidney Riley, who was one of Britain's greatest spies, was executed in Russia on the 5th of November.
Whoa.
I thought you were going to talk about the bird watcher.
No,
The
one of
James
the
Bond.
many inspirations.
Oh, wow.
Yes, he was actually a spy. For music, I've got a little music and sound section.
Oh.
I'll See You in My Dreams, released by Isham Jones. Yes, Sir, That's My Baby by Gene Austen,
Yes.
not Jane Austen. The Prisoner's Song by Vernon Dalhart.
Okay.
Don't know any of those,
No.
but they sound like bangers. Little sound bites, if you will. Victor Orthophonic invented the Victrola phonograph.
Whoa.
This was basically the blueprint for the turntable,
Oh.
and it was pretty much a wood-style cabinet, which became an immediate luxury item and a future antique. This device provided a more clear and vivid sound.
Nice.
Another soundbite, the first day of radio broadcasting in Sweden started on the 1st of January. So they started the year off with a bang.
What about the first thing that came across the radio waves was?
I was
They
just
said,
thinking
"Hello,
that.
hello."
Awesome. And that was it?
what they
and
say.
that's it. That's all I had.
Just two, just, yeah.
We've also got the luminophone was patented, which was a very early development in photoelectric techniques for creating pitch tones.
Pitch.
Pitch.
Don't talk about pitch.
There we go.
That heavy sludge.
Now, probably, this is a massive fact. Spelling bee. The first ever.
Oh my goodness.
First ever script
Somerset?
spelling bee.
If you've got a word, it's all yours.
I do have
You're
a
our
word.
It's
honorary
fitting that
guest.
you get the first one, I
I
think.
know. I think that's
yeah.
pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was held on the 17th of June in Washington, D.C.
Wow.
11-year-old Frank Newhouser from Louisville won the competition with his word gladiolus.
All right, come on, Summer.
Go,
What? Okay. Gladiolus. GLAD. Oh.
Ooh,
Hold on.
gladiolus.
Hold on. Gladiolus. GLADI. L. No. I'm giving up. I've given up.
Wilson.
I'll pass that one to Max.
All right. GLADIOLUS. Gladiolus. Yeah!
Nice.
You
I like-
win the first ever spelling bee.
Take that, 11-year-old Frank.
Take that, me. I feel schooled.
Take that 11-year-old.
Fra.
Frank.
His word was gl.
Diolus.
Yeah, a gladiolus is a genus of perennial cormous flowering plants in the iris family. So another plant one. They're all plants.
They're all plants.
That
they love
sentence
plants.
was like...
It's because they're bees. They love plants.
True.
But yes, Frank has a tip. I've got a tip for you, Summer.
Okay.
And those who might not have got that word, Frank's go-to practice technique was to rewrite the whole dictionary in a notebook.
Ah, see, that's good, Fro.
He's 11.
Thank you so much, Fro. I'll take that.
I'm glad.
I'm glad.
All right, coming back in with a crazy dictionary fact. Apparently, Mr. Frank, 11-year-old Frank, rewrote 273,000 words. If this dictionary rewriting fact is true.
Wow. Dang. Why?
Nerd status.
That's how you know that he has no other hobbies.
His hobbies is words.
His hobbies is words.
I mean, being good at spelling was status back then, as we learned a few episodes ago.
And especially if it's the first spelling bee ever, I'd be studying.
You know what the prize
You got the crown.
I reckon they got a smack in the face.
A high five.
They got a hat that said, "You nerd."
Yeah.
Rewrite this.
one of the dunce caps. Yeah.
No, it's like one of those sticky hands, and the way they gave it to him was like slapping on the face.
Ooh, do you want to know what the actual prize was?
$250,000.
Well, I don't know, but how's this though? Apparently, the gladiolus was a flower that he had raised as a boy. So he was locked in.
They gave him some fertilizer.
He won $500 in gold pieces, and Louisville held a parade in his honor.
Whoa!
Okay, that's pretty sick, actually.
I would love a parade in my honor.
So I don't know. I think that's pretty.
I'm so sad I misspelled that
gold
word.
Pieces.
Dang.
$500 in gold pieces.
Oh, right.
Which,
Hey, that's...
Which now, who knows how much that, 100 years later, how much would that be?
bit of appreciation, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Let's look up how much $500 pieces of gold.
How? 500.
So he just got
$500
pieces.
gold. Well, no, it's essentially
In
just
gold
$500.
pieces.
No, it's essentially just $500 now.
Wow. Anyway. Let's move on.
Yeah.
Sports. We all love sports.
Whoa. That's a lot of money.
All right. He'd be rolling in it with $9,076. And one of those sticky hands, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Hit us with some sports.
Okay. At the men's tennis French championship, René Lacoste won his first of 3 French titles, beating fellow Frenchman Jean Barotra.
Whoa.
And Lacoste also founded the Lacoste Company in 1933, known for the famous alligator logo.
There you go.
And Lacoste's nickname was actually the alligator after he wagered for an alligator skin suitcase with his team captain during a tennis comp in Boston.
Oh.
So that is a good little bit of trivia fact.
There you go.
Lou Gehrig set the record for the most consecutive games played for the New York Yankees, playing 2,130 games in a row.
Sorry?
Which is a lot.
Far out.
That,
How long does it take you to do that?
yeah.
Don't know. But this record stood in the MLB for 56 years
Someone beat
until
it?
Cal Ripken Jr. of the Boston Orioles surpassed the record in 1995.
Why?
That's insane.
Of all the things.
I think that's a good reputation to have in sports,
Yeah.
just being a bit of an Iron Man,
Yeah.
an Iron person. Okay, I've got a little speed record section here. In July, the GOAT, Malcolm Campbell,
Oh, yeah.
his Sunbeam Bluebird achieved the first land speed record to exceed 150 miles per hour. He drove 150.76 miles per hour,
Oh, yeah. That counts.
Yes.
which is around 240 kilometers an hour. So that's
Nice.
pretty fast.
That's a lot of kilometers.
The car was powered by a modified 18-litre Sunbeam V12 aero engine.
Wow.
And the Sunbeam Motor Company was a big part of car innovations throughout the 1920s. So yes, they were moving fast.
They were going very quick.
Yep.
1925. What the?
And he didn't stop there. He kept going like years later.
We've talked about him many times, I feel like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The,
And then David, his son, took over the mantle of being the GOAT. Aviation. You guys might like this. There was a plane called the Moth,
I do like that.
otherwise
a
known
moth.
as the de Havilland DH-60 Circus Moth.
Oh,
It was a British single-engine biplane designed for private use and flying clubs. Imagine
that is
being a
cool.
part of a flying club.
that'd be pretty fun.
I would love to be a part of a flying club.
That's a top of your dream.
Yep.
Let's start one.
The plane's first flight was on the 22nd of Feb at the Works Airfield at Stag's Lane, which was a private aerodrome, and it was also entered into the 1925 King's Cup race, and after this it was delivered to various flying schools, and it was also modified into a seaplane.
Okay.
Seaplanes are so cool.
They are pretty cool
They're like,
and
I wanna
pretty
land on
dangerous.
water.
I was going to say they're very like scary.
Yes.
Why did they decide that they were necessary? I wonder. A seaplane.
Land speed. Land speed versus water speed.
There wasn't enough land to land on, and they went, "Oof."
Yeah.
Yeah, that checks out. Maybe landing in harbours.
Yeah, true. You never know when you're going to need to land somewhere.
That is so true.
Oh.
We'll see
To
if you
address
found a
the
fact.
early limitations of aviation.
Is that why they made
That's what
Apparently,
AI
the only
overview
reason
says.
is to float. Float planes allowed you to take off and land in places you otherwise wouldn't have.
essential
Huge.
fact? Essential fact that you guys should know. This just popped into my head. In the Jumanji movie, Nick Jonas's character's name is Seaplane.
Is it actually?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Why?
I don't know.
Because he flies planes.
He's a pilot.
So we can land on the water if needed.
Is his first name Seaplane?
He might
James
I
Seaplane.
have to get the cast list up. Hang on.
John Seaplane.
Jefferson McDonald.
Well, that's because
Jefferson McDonald?
Jefferson McDonald is his actual human name, but then like his character name
true.
in the game.
Oh, right.
In the Jumanji
welcome
game.
to the jungle.
Welcome to the jungle. Yeah, his name's Seaplane.
Is that it?
There you go.
Yep.
It's just Seaplane.
Jefferson Seaplane McDonough.
All right, you're so welcome for that fact.
He's weak to mosquitoes, by the way. Just put that out
So am I. So am I.
I was gonna say, yeah.
there. Aren't we all?
I will.
And yeah, to debunk the theory, Nick Jonas doesn't actually have massive nipples, as people once thought. You've never heard of that?
What?
I've never thought that in
I
my
don't
life.
partake with Nick Jonas
All right.
theories,
Those who know,
especially in the
there
nipple
was a
department.
modified picture of him on a beach with like bigger than pepperoni nipples,
I was going to search it up, and I decided against it.
Well, it's getting searched up anyway.
and I think
Nick
they called
Jonas
it nip.
nipple theory.
Did they call him Nip Jonas?
What? So, if you know, you know, I guess.
Who made that?
Why did they do that?
Who thought that was funny?
It's pretty funny.
It is funny, but who thought to do
Just
that?
fake that Nick
Why
Jonas.
did they do that to my man? What's up with that?
All right, let me move into some
Wow.
different science developments.
You knew that off the dome. God.
Yeah,
I'm just
what's
thinking of
with
Nick
that?
J. Max, you predicted some crazy meat stuff.
Yeah, you did.
Forgot about that.
Meat.
Crazy.
Looking up this was
stuff.
really random.
That was transporting me.
I didn't find much, but I found a newspaper article.
Shocker.
The newspaper article was called "Meat That Dribbles."
Oh,
So
What?
I'm going to basically summarize what the article was about. I don't really understand it because half of the words were cut off. But Australian scientists find the reason. An experiment was conducted by the Australian National Research Council in Victoria, and they discovered a method of freezing and thawing beef, which eliminated an objectionable drip that exudes when meat is frozen. It was proven that the drip was due to slow freezing, which caused large crystals to form.
Ew.
hey, good on. It's homegrown.
Dribbly meat.
Yep.
Ugh.
Name a better meal.
Name a better band name, honestly.
Dribbling me.
Jonas
I could probably
Brothers.
name you 5. Yeah.
Nip Jonas and the boys.
Jonas and the dribbling. I don't want to. Nah.
So yeah, does that satisfy?
That satisfies my
Do
prediction.
you
I think.
understand it?
Yep.
Because I don't.
Crazy meat fact.
Meat stuff.
Meat stuff. Is that a new segment?
Sure.
Top meat.
Meat stuff.
No,
Cut that.
we don't cut here on top. Here.
No, we don't. It's too much work for John D.
Moving on. In his book titled The Future, Professor Archibald Montgomery Lowe aimed to predict a day in the life of a man of the future 100 years from then.
Whoa.
Which is now.
That's us. That's crazy.
Professor Lowe was also known for his work, such as assisting in the creation of the television, creating the world's first drone, being the father of radio guidance systems, and he worked on planes, torpedo boats, and guided rockets.
Seaplanes?
When did
Maybe
this guy have
seaplanes.
any free time? Jeez.
Yeah.
So yeah, he was a bit of an all-rounder.
Yeah.
Now I've got a game.
What didn't he do?
Did Professor Lowe predict this or no?
Oh, fire title, Kyle.
Let's
Thank
go.
you. So
Flying
was
cars.
this something he predicted?
Uh-huh.
This isn't like whether it's true or not. It's just did he say this?
Yep. Okay.
People would be woken by radio alarm clocks.
Yes.
He did predict this.
I'm gonna say no,
Max,
bruh.
you guys, yes.
Let's go.
Should have gone with the majority.
He did predict that.
Wake up,
specific.
sheeple.
Did he predict that cities will float on air?
Oh. I
Why would he predict
Why-
that?
that's what I'm saying,
What
yeah.
would have happened that would have,
I'm gonna say
he wrote a Norse mythology.
no.
Yeah, I'm going no.
I'm gonna say yes.
Max? Wake up, sheeple.
Wake up, sheeple.
So you guys get a tick for that.
One day I'm gonna get one right.
Yeah.
People will eat breakfast with loudspeaker news and television glimpses of events.
Well, that is happening
I
now.
don't think he would
But
have
did he
predicted.
predict it?
I don't think he predicted that. That's my opinion.
I reckon he did.
I'm gonna say he did as well.
Summer?
Wake up, sheeple.
Dude, I'm 3 for 3 here.
You guys?
Wilson's locked in.
Wilson is locked
I'm
in.
the shepherd.
Did he predict that televisions will be in your pocket?
No.
No.
Yeah, no.
I feel like they were still getting into the TV game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He did not. Did he predict that jets of electrically charged water will replace weapons?
This seems
Yes,
very
because it's so
specific.
specific.
Yeah.
That's
I'm
crazy.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
say.
I hope that happens as well.
Don't look at me, Max.
I'm waiting
you
to
can't
see what you say. I
cheat.
want to know what you say, and then
Hold
I'll
on.
The
determine.
shepherd
Hold on.
says yes.
I feel like it's so specific. I feel like it's so specific that even if Chad had supplied it, so I'm gonna say yes. He predicted that.
I'm gonna go yes with you too.
The shepherd is correct.
Yo.
The shepherd provides.
Dude, I'm
shepherd and his flock.
getting kind of nervous now. I've gotten all right.
Okay, so we're 5 in, Wilson. You're 5 on.
Bah. Ooh.
What sound does a shepherd make?
Follow me, my people.
Okay. Did he predict that everyone will wear synthetic felt one-piece suits and hats?
Not peasant garments?
No.
Okay.
Oh, upgrading. Yes, he did.
I'm going to go yes, he did.
I'm going to say yes.
New shepherd just dropped.
Oh! I got that
Oh!
wrong. That would be devastating.
New shepherd just
We would
dropped.
have been so mad at you.
I would have started barring in angriness. I don't know.
I'm enjoying this
Enraged.
question, shepherd. Answer, shepherd.
Answer shepherd.
Did he predict that Mars will be populated as a tourist destination?
No. I'm sticking to my guns.
Shepherd
New
has said
shepherd
no.
just dropped?
No.
You're all going with no?
Oh,
Dude, I'm actually getting scared now. How many
I
more
got
questions do you
goosebumps.
have?
I got goosebumps.
You got 3 more.
Okay.
If I get one wrong, I'm not going to speak for the rest of the episode.
Oh, that's a tall order. Dang.
Okay. Did he predict that streets would be illuminated by herbs?
Herbs.
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 Like glowing plants.
Herbs.
Sorry, glowing herbs.
Yes.
Wilson.
I'm going to say
It's so weird. It's going to be real.
The shepherd has spoken.
the shepherd's spoken. I got to say yeah.
2 more.
A fist pump.
2 more. He did a fist bump.
Okay.
Did he predict that people would use moving stairways and pavements when shopping?
No.
I'm going to say no.
The shepherd has spoken.
Oh, wait,
Who's the shepherd?
Wait.
Max is the shepherd.
That just sounds like escalators and like.
Yeah. I'm sure
Traveling.
I'm gonna say no.
Something similar was...
Oh, I don't know.
Following the shepherd saying no.
Wilson, wait. Your rep's on the line here.
I know. My voice is on the line.
I feel like you need to be the shepherd.
Please.
here.
Sorry, say it again. One more time.
Did he predict that people would use moving stairways and pavements when shopping?
And pavements.
Pavements is taking me out.
They got those ones at the airport. Those are just moving ground.
I kind of love those. Anyway.
Yes.
Whoa.
He did predict it?
Whoa. Okay, I'm not going with the shepherd. I'm saying no.
I feel like no as well, but
So you guys are no.
and Wilson's
Yeah.
yes.
Wilson? The shepherd lives! What? Never leave your shepherd guy.
We are not worthy.
I leave the shepherd. Why did I do that?
Oh, I thought that was obviously a made up one.
Yeah.
The pavements is what got me.
Last one.
I'm actually terrified now.
I'm kind of nervous too. Electric charged cars will replace motor vehicles.
No way.
I'm gonna say no.
I gotta say no.
No.
10 for 10.
That
Stand up.
Wilson stood up so hard, I think he took out our headphones.
I was kind of.
He's bowing.
I don't want to
was so
say
good.
I wanted you to get one wrong, but like I'm just imagining the
Just threw
biggest
it out.
scream coming from you if you got one wrong.
And then silence for the rest of the episode.
That was so beautiful.
I would just like smack the microphone.
That was
Wow.
such a moment. Good job, guys.
That's a top year
Shepherd.
first, I think. Wow.
All right, we're back with some events, and Wilson is defeated. His posture
Taking a breather.
he's mega reclined right
Taking
now.
a breather.
You've earned a rest, I think, from guiding us through that quiz.
Yeah.
Being a shepherd is hard.
I'll give you a bonus
Thank you.
Oh,
for
well
your,
Maybe
deserved.
one more.
for your leadership. No, my sound has gone
I
down.
did. As soon as I said that, yes, saw you turn it down.
Again, we need a soundboard.
We
Like,
do.
the
We do.
inclusion of these on the soundboard.
Yeah, but it's too far away.
Okay, event number 1,
A shepherd was born.
starring Bradley Cooper and Lady Gaga.
Lady Gaga. Shepherd was born.
Mussolini declared dictatorship.
I mean,
A
look,
shepherd was
Shepherd was born.
not that kind of shepherd.
Not a good shepherd.
a fascist shepherd.
Yes, okay.
Whoopsies.
On the 3rd of Jan, 2 days after the Swedish radio debut, Benito Mussolini, the then Prime Minister of Italy, delivered a very dramatic speech to the Chamber of Deputies. In his speech, he took full responsibility for the violent actions of the fascist regime, including the murder of socialist politician Giacomo Matteotti in the previous year. He also condemned liberal democracy, claiming it was weak and corrupt, and he asserted the need for strong centralized authority. He then announced the beginning of his dictatorship. He'd tighten control of the press, he'd outlaw political opposition, and he'd build a police state. He ruled as dictator of Italy for 18 years.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Not good, not good, not good.
Very bad, very bad.
shepherd.
I'm not
Shepherd.
that type of shepherd.
No, you're a better
I
shepherd.
promise.
You're an answer shepherd.
Just like
I'm not a police shepherd.
we hit such a high at the top of the year of, Swedish radio, and then we immediately had to go
I
down.
wonder if the Swedes covered it.
They might have.
I reckon they
2
do.
days later.
It was so early in their career, that would have been such
It would've
huge
been hot,
news.
yeah, hot
Yeah.
news, yeah.
That'd be pretty cool. This one's pretty catastrophic. Yeah, that. Catastrophic.
You wanna get that clean? Go again.
This one's pretty catastrophic.
Yeah.
America's deadliest tornado.
Oh, no.
Whoa.
Coincidentally, the same year that The Wizard of Oz came out.
Coincidence?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
The tri-state tornado remains the worst tornado in American history. It hit on the 18th of March, and it crossed the country from Missouri through Illinois and then into Indiana.
Damn.
Massive tornado.
That's huge.
The tornado caused 695 deaths, and apparently it leveled towns.
Whoa.
Far out.
Look at that map.
That is
That is
powerful.
so...
Oh
That's like...
my goodness.
Oh my gosh.
An incredibly long way.
Yeah.
3 states.
Because the March-April period is a really big tornado period in America. And so in the Midwest, it right now, when we're recording, I guess, is prime tornado season. And so it's still 100 years later, a really prevalent problem, especially in America, just because...
And you can't change that. You just have to prepare well.
Yeah.
But yes, that
crazy.
was a bit of a tragedy. This one's got a fun name, but it isn't very... I mean, it's interesting. The Scopes Monkey Trial.
Oh, what could that be?
What could that be?
What?
Caesar.
Answer Shepherd, have you got any guesses?
Caesar went on trial.
Maybe.
It's probably something way darker.
Famous court case in America in July in Dayton, Tennessee. It saw John T. Scopes. His name is John T.
Is it the first?
Hang on.
Shout out,
Shout out John T.
John T. Scopes.
First Jonty.
But it's John middle name T.
Scopes.
He was a high school teacher, and he was put on trial for teaching evolution in violation of the state's Butler Act,
Okay.
Okay.
which banned the teaching of any theory that denied the biblical account of creation.
Oh, thank God. I was really hoping that wasn't racist.
Yeah.
No.
No, I know, but after I
With-
said Caesar.
Yeah.
Oh, no. It's cool. The trial became a national spectacle, and it symbolized the clash between modern science and religious fundamentalism.
Nice.
He was found guilty and fined $100.
Oh.
Oh,
Get
in
Get Frank to come help
25.
him out with his
true. That's a few gold pieces.
Yeah.
pieces.
It's probably like
quite a few.
$2,000.
Yeah.
Though the verdict was later overturned on a technicality.
Oh.
Oh.
I
So
don't
he
know
didn't
what
even
the
get fined.
technicality was, but I think I don't know.
Does he get his money back then? Surely.
Not sure.
Wow.
Maybe
Or
he
give
got
him a
pieces of
handshake and
gold.
say, yeah, sorry, mate.
Or he got a pet monkey. The trial got its monkey nickname because it was centered around Charles Dickens' theory of evolution. But
Charles
unfortunately-
Darwin's or Charles Dickens?
Charles Darwin. I wrote Dickens.
Dang. Thanks, Charles Dickens.
So yeah, no monkeys were involved.
David Copperfield.
A Tale of Two Evolutions.
Tale of Two Evolutions. Oh, no.
Can we go with that? David Copperfield's theory of evolution. Theory of topolution, maybe.
Theory of topolution.
What is a theory of topolution, I reckon?
It's this. It's this right here.
We're making it right now.
You know what? I'm glad to be proven wrong.
Yeah.
This is also the birth of the Pact of Locarno. Not the monkey trial, but this happened in the year. The Pact of Locarno. It was a series of diplomatic agreements signed in October in Locarno, Switzerland. Could definitely be Lozano. That sounds more like it. It was aimed at promoting peace and stability in post-World War I Europe. The main agreement was between Germany, France, and Belgium, and Germany agreed to respect its shared borders with France and Belgium as set by the Treaty of Versailles, and all parties pledged to settle disputes peacefully, not through war. So that definitely happened.
I like that. Yeah, well, yeah, good in theory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, another not so great thing, the founding of the Nazi SS. The Schutzstaffel, otherwise known as a small, it was a small paramilitary unit within the Nazi Party, and it was originally created to serve as a personal bodyguard for Adolf Hitler. And this group would eventually control state security, concentration camps, and the is it Gestapo?
Gestapo.
Yes, the secret police. So not fantastic news there.
Wow.
Germany was, I guess they were just preparing.
Building up to something. Yeah.
Everywhere, it's like this is like that, everything's a bit like a pressure cooker. Everything's cooking up.
It's interesting though. I just looked
At
it
this
up.
point?
Hitler didn't gain power till 1933.
Yeah.
That's
So
what I'm
he
saying.
was just
All of these like
having these dudes
building
around.
blocks are
Yeah.
getting put in place. Like Mussolini's coming into power, and
When was he in prison?
1942, I want to say, but I could be wrong. All right, ending it on a banger. Television was invented.
whoa,
We've talked about it a lot during this time, but I think this is the time when it actually was invented.
Oh, nice.
And who was it invented by?
John Television.
John Logie Baird,
Oh yeah, of course.
a.k.a. John Television. He was a Scottish inventor. I thought he was Australian,
I thought it was
Okay.
but he was Scottish.
Ooh.
Yeah, sorry guys. He successfully demonstrated the first working television system. In October, Baird gave his first demonstration of the device, televising moving images at Selfridge's department store in London. And he used a mechanical system with spinning discs, lights, and photoelectric cells to transmit a very grainy, flickering image of a human face.
There we go.
How do you think of that? Let's put some spinning discs in there, some lights.
Picture. I want to know what that face looked like. I'm going to see if I can find it.
Yeah.
What was that really creepy one we watched?
The Edison
Monkey
thing.
shine.
Monkey Shine. I was thinking monkey closet, but that's the toilet.
That's the
Loo.
toilet.
That's the loo you got to pay for.
Ooh, I found something and it's looking a little
Ooh, it looks ghoulish.
freaky.
What did you find? I found something that's also quite ghoulish.
I found something that looks a little bit like that.
Whoa.
Which is sort of a face that's like
found
vertically
how they did
sliced
it.
into little columns almost.
Is that
That's how
the...
they did it.
There's a mirror in there.
That's amazing.
Pretty impressive stuff.
Quite the contraption.
Yeah.
Okay, Wallace.
It's a cracking contraption, lad.
What a cracking contraption.
I need to make a contraption idol. All right, that is 1925.
Wow.
All right, thank you, Kyle, for that look at 1925. Very interesting.
Bah.
But it's now my joy to shepherd in this
Bat.
this scoring
Bah.
section of the show.
Bat.
So listen up, you sheeple.
Okay.
Okay, wake up.
Wake up.
It has come to the part where we need to give this a score to see where it ranks on our year tier.
Oh, yeah.
We have 5 different categories that we're going to use to score this year. They include pop culture, historical significance, funny factor, technological advancement, and personal enjoyment. Now, the way this usually works is that Wilson and I would each give those categories a score out of 10. We would add that all up, which would give us a number out of 100, and we'd see where it goes. We've got Summer with us today, and so you're going to have a little bit of say, a little bit of influence, perhaps, on some of those numbers, and we'll see where it sits. Let's start with pop culture. What do we reckon?
Top culture.
I don't think it was super duper strong. Like, really,
I'll
television,
Great Gatsby,
Gatsby is pretty
Phantom of the
Gatsby.
Opera, Wizard of Oz. I feel
Freaky
like
Wizard of Oz.
sound movies.
Sound
Old freaky
movies.
Wizard
Pretty
of Oz.
special.
Sound, yes.
But is sound movies
Lacoste.
technological advance?
Lacoste played a game. He didn't found his brand, but he won. He won a game.
Frank.
Frank.
Did that spelling bee?
Yeah, that was pop culture. Yeah, I'll take it.
To be fair, there is some pretty big stuff there. So I might say 6.
Yeah, I'm thinking probably 6 or 7.
And Dick Van Dyke. He's an icon.
Yeah, that's so true.
The Boogie Meister.
The Boogie Meister.
I'm going to go 7, I
The
reckon.
Shepherd of
Wow.
Boogie.
So 6 and 7. I feel like that's pretty good.
Okay.
13.
Wow, thanks, guys.
Was that too... Anyway, historical significance.
I reckon it's
I think
that's more
high.
Yeah, Mussolini,
Mussolini.
Nazi television.
Nazi television.
Two separate things, please.
Two separate things. Nazi, television.
America's all-time deadliest tornado.
Yeah.
That is pretty significant.
I don't know. I could say...
We got another 7, I reckon.
I could say 7 here, maybe.
Yeah.
And cars exceeded 150 miles an hour.
Yeah.
I mean...
That is super.
Technologically,
It's technological,
yeah,
yeah.
technological.
No, I reckon that's an every
Across
category.
category.
Like the chocolate milk.
All right, funny
Chocolate
factor.
milk was a defining moment in this podcast, I think.
Honestly, yeah. Meat drip. Meat dribbles.
Meat drip, I like that.
First spelling bee.
Is that
Frank.
funny, though?
You guys laughed.
And that's the only defining
You know what?
factor.
You got me there.
Yeah, no. I laughed at least.
6.
I'll go 6, yeah.
Wow, thanks.
What do you reckon,
That was a genuine
Yeah.
thanks. I'm
Oh,
like,
okay.
Thanks.
No, I agree.
Yeah, your score's racking up. Technological advancement. TV.
Yep.
Telly.
Yep.
Fast car.
Yep. You got a fast car.
Tracy Chapman. Yeah.
Yeah, sound in the
Sound.
flicks.
And
the pictures.
the not vinyl. What was
Yes.
it called? That one.
Phonograph thing.
Phonograph.
Phonograph thing.
Yeah.
And they figured out how to freeze meat better.
Yeah.
Me
I
too.
don't know,
I don't know if that
I don't know
really,
if they did. I didn't understand.
They just identified that meat was dribbling,
Max
and
is
then
just taking that as a win for
They're
his
like,
prediction. Yeah.
yes, the meat is dribbling. It must be meat drops.
Yummy.
must be meat.
I don't know.
I feel like
The car stuff.
mid.
Like, yeah, the car stuff is kind of happens every year around these parts.
He is
Around
right.
around this specific time, there's a lot of car related advancements, which
Didn't make
is
the
fine.
seaplane.
Maybe spelling bee, technological advancement. Kid rewrote the whole dictionary.
He didn't rewrite it; he just wrote it again so that he could remember every
He
word.
rewrote it and published it and sold it.
Thank you, Fra.
Thanks for
Bleh.
He also cheated because he had.
He already
anyway,
knew that,
He already
yeah.
knew that word.
the flowers.
7.
Wow.
I'm going to 6.
Wow, generous.
I'm gonna make the executive decision to bump that down one.
You know what? I think you're right.
Is that the one you're?
Probably right.
Yeah. Just down
Okay.
one. I feel like 13 for that is
Give it a
just
6 next time,
like
Max.
like sixes all
The
around.
shepherd has spoken.
Wait, let me justify.
Yes,
I
yes,
just
sure.
feel like there are some technical advancements, but they're like building on things that happen later.
You cooked.
Bump it down 2. Make it 11.
No, just one. Just one.
No, that's a good call.
Like building on.
Good call.
Personal enjoyment.
I think you
I
have
think I
to
have to give it a 10.
because you got 10
I
correct.
got, yeah.
This year's going to be pretty good.
Yeah, Kyle fully influencing. Is this cheating?
I was thinking that beforehand.
was
I
gonna
think
say it. He was
I
gonna
have
say
to
it.
give it.
Feeling coerced for real.
And then Max just has to give it 10
Max
by
has to give it
association.
10 because I'm the shepherd. Out of yeah.
Max, you give it whatever you want.
I got to give it.
Wilson's committed to giving it 10.
I got to give it 8.
Wow!
Oh my god.
The personal enjoyment hack is insane.
It's a cheat code.
It's 69! Let's go!
All right, can we hold on? Have we done 1969 yet?
No.
We're gonna have to give that year a 69.
No, we're not.
No.
The moon landing, that's in every category.
Okay, it's like 24th, tied 24th on the year tier.
With
so I'm
1952.
Far out. That
Where
was
do you
a
want
good
it to go?
Wait, that's so funny because it's 1952 and 1925. So the inversion of the.
Oh
They're
my
both the same.
gosh.
That 10 really saved this year.
It really did. If we hadn't personally enjoyed that year.
Let's be honest. Has anyone ever bowed on top here before? No. I enjoyed it.
Wake up, Sheeple. It's a 69.
Wilson bowed.
Come on.
I bowed.
Come on.
All right. That was pretty good.
I'm surprised.
Congrats, Kyle.
Yeah, congrats, Carl.
You've really.
No, the
integrity
game,
of the
the
year
game I
has-
definitely enjoyed.
No, it's still
Everything was
it's got some integrity.
Yeah.
The integrity is being questioned. That's all I'm saying.
Hey, fair enough. Once it's on the year tier, it never moves.
You just gotta nail
Yeah,
that.
because
personal
nothing has ever moved on the year tier.
Tier reviews are boring.
Too hard.
And this will take so long. We have 68 entries now.
Monkey closets in the dungeon year. Anyway,
Poo-poo.
All right.
thanks for listening.
Hey, poo-poo.
I'm glad you guys could come along on that journey.
That was a fun one.
Thanks for inviting me on.
Thanks for coming out.
I don't know why I'm here, but it's fun.
Should you have a chance to read the. Guinness
Oh,
World
let's see if I can
Records?
get Jimmy Beast, huh?
No way.
Can
I
we
accidentally
pull the
pulled
beast?
it.
Or an
I was-
LBJ page.
LBJ.
LeBron James.
Okay, we'll see how
I
it goes.
accidentally pulled it last week.
Because the rule is I can't really look at it. I just have to.
You gotta
Elvis.
flip.
Just have to
It's an
pull.
Elvis fact.
Oh,
No, you know what?
Wrong
Go again.
icon.
Go again.
it's the nail lady.
The nail lady is a common card.
No way you got a 200 on the first
I
try.
don't think I can express for those who are audio listeners the shock that happened for me just now.
I think
I
we all
saw
got
icon.
we all got repulsed. And a bit.
I hate that page. Oh my. I think we've done this one.
I've had that page before. but
Okay.
you could read it.
Pull
Find
again.
a different.
Pull again.
See, this is why I got an 18 for personal enjoyment in this episode. Come on. Oh, Explorers Club.
Okay.
I'm sorry that I didn't get Jimmy Beast, but
That's fine. We'll get
so
him
I'm
someday.
picking one off this. Okay, hold on.
Pick your favorite.
All right. The oldest person to cross the Grand Canyon. Alfredo Algio Burrido. Burdio.
Not burrito.
Not burrito.
Not suburban.
Was aged 92 years and 48 days old when he traversed this famous gorge in Arizona, USA on the 15th of October 2023. Burrito, who is a geologist, hiked the Grand Canyon on many occasions when he was younger and has compared this iconic natural wonder to a geology textbook.
Wow.
Imagine
that
being
cheap?
92, going to the Grand Canyon and saying, wow, this looks just like a textbook.
That's what Fro would have said as
Enjoy
well.
it more, bro. Anyway.
Still impressive.
Jimmy B's page.
Hey,
Here we
you
go.
can't do one more. No, do it.
One more.
Oh, do you want me to do one more?
This
One-
is,
one
this
more
is just
lucky.
for a pull. This is you don't have to read it out unless we get it.
Sorry
I
to
think you've
everyone
passed.
Hold
who's
on.
listening with headphones.
Hold on, one more.
No.
No,
Put it away!
that I'm not
you-
going to spoil it, but that said ball control.
Yeah,
I think we've done that.
We've done a ball control top up before.
Definitely talked about ball control.
Okay.
There's a lot of ball control on this
Is it time
podcast.
to figure out what we're going to do next week?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Or
Yes.
potentially the week after. I don't know. We'll see.
The next year. What will the next year
The
be?
next year.
Do we need to
Spin again.
spin the wheel?
Let's spin this wheel.
Spin the wheel. That fabulous sound that happens, thankfully.
We need to hear the sound of the suspense. Here it goes.
It's gonna go so poorly.
It's not 1957. It's actually 1912. We got it wrong.
Spooky.
Ooh,
Oh,
okay.
wow.
Okay.
Whoa.
We're rocking a 1957.
1957. That's so
Yes.
hype.
All right.
That's kind of a banger.
That's kind of nice.
Wonder
Kinda
if there'll
good.
be any shepherds or any people rewriting dictionaries.
I don't know.
But I'm sure it'll be top. It'll be top.
I'm sure it will be. Do you boys want to make any predictions? And Summer, do you want to make a prediction too?
I have
Because,
one
you know,
really specific one, but I don't know if it'll work.
Yep, go on.
I'm gonna think it out.
I'm going to say like wrestling.
Wrestling.
Fact. Like there was the guy. There was
I
him
was going to say
or
like
her.
there was a it could be a stretch, but it could happen. It's like a dance movement.
Dance movement. Yeah,
Yeah.
I like that.
1957 dance movement.
Now, Wilson, you look like you're really cooking
Yeah, I'm
up an
trying
idea
to. The
there.
thing is, I'm weighing up a couple things because the fact that I want to say I think something happened.
Talk
but
us
it's also,
through.
it's gonna be a real bummer.
Talk us through.
Do it.
I was gonna say I reckon Mao Zedong did something, but that's a real bummer. That's a really upsetting topic to talk about.
We'll
but I reckon
see,
it
we'll
happened.
see.
Something with communist China. I
What
think
about
occurred.
you, John T. Television? What do you think?
Communist
Awesome.
China? That's communist China. Mao Zedong.
That's a Wilson and Jongi pull.
All right, couple of good predictions there. I'll see what I can find.
There you go.
Awesome.
All right. Thanks for listening. If you want to check us out and follow us on social media, you can find us at ToppyPod on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube.
And if you email
Not the other one.
toppypod@gmail.com,
I've been usurped.
you could
Shepherd.
if you email enough, you could come on. So
That's true.
True.
manifestation is real.
Exactly.
Thanks for listening, everyone.
Wilson's got nothing to say.
Wilson is done. And
No,
so
no
are
more
we.
words for the rest of the podcast.
We'll see you next week. So have a top day, have a top week, and have a top year.
Bye.
I kind of got that intro. Yeah. See ya.
What?
Oh, it's cool.